So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Khanh, and I am a content creator from S Channel. And for those of you that have already knew me, you are welcome. All right, this is my very first TED session, so I'm a little bit nervous, so take it easy on me. All right, so my topic today is how to stay Vietnamese even when you speak English. I know, sound a bit weird, right? But getting into it and you guys will understand me clearer. All right, let's start with a question. Who here has an English name? Raise your hand if you have ever had an English name. Yes, I know many of you guys do. It is one of the things that get us very excited when we first learn English, right? Because as a student, as a Vietnamese student, suddenly you get to choose a new name for yourself, and there are so many to choose from. Kevin, John, Catherine, Annie, so many. I used to have an English name myself. It was Jack. Now the reason why I said used to is because I no longer go by that name. Many of you might be wondering why, but here's the thing. Whenever I try to refer to myself as Jack, I feel awkward and it feels a little bit unserious. I don't know why. And during my time at RMIT University, when I had a chance to work with many lecturers from all over the world, never have I ever been asked for my English name. The teachers would always refer to me with my Vietnamese name. And when I started working, I had meetings with clients from Singapore, South Korea. None of them has ever asked me for my English name either. So that's when I really start to think, why did we even have English name in the first place when we didn't even need it? Many of you might reply saying, well, English names make it easier for foreigners to remember or to spell your name. But I don't think that's true, because compared to other languages in Asia, Vietnam is still written in the Roman alphabet, which makes it relatively simple for them to memorize or spell our name. So I think the reason why so many of us enjoy or love having English name is because it makes us feel cool, right? It makes us feel professional, and we feel like we're some sort of successful global citizen. But here's reality. Your Vietnamese names are so much cooler. Most of our parents gave us names that capture and encapsulate so many beautiful meanings and cultural values of Vietnam. So why not use it, right? When a foreigner asks me for my name, I want to reply with my name is Khanh. And if they are curious, they can continue to ask me for its specific meaning in Vietnamese. Does Khanh have any meaning in Vietnamese? And I would confidently reply, Khanh means happiness in my language, and it represents the well wishes that my parents had for me when they gave birth to me. That conversation alone gives the outsider a great glimpse of the culture of Vietnam, and it opens them up to how cultural and how beautiful Vietnamese culture can be. All right, so besides name, there is another aspect of English learning that reflects your origin, it reflects where you come from, and that is your accent. Now, you guys have to agree with me on this. Vietnamese students, we are obsessed with English accents, aren't we? One of the compliments that Vietnamese students love to receive is, you have such a good accent. When someone tell me that, I would feel so proud. Back 5 years ago, I would feel so proud. Mastering a native accent has somewhat become the ultimate criterion of English assessment in Vietnam. If you have good grammar, that's okay. If you have excellent lexical resource, that's impressive. But it's still nowhere near as impressive as having a native accent. It feels like no matter how hard you study English or no matter how invested you are into the language, if you do not have a native, persuasive accent, then you're still not doing enough. But let's take a step back. What is a good accent? What is a good English-speaking accent? Is it like a good tone of voice? Is it a type of accent that is auditorily appealing or attractive? I don't think so. When people tell you that you have a good accent, what they necessarily mean is that you sound like a white person. I'm sorry for lack of better words. What they mean is that you sound like someone who's from New York, from London, from Sydney, from Toronto. Due to the depiction of the English language through conventional textbook and mainstream media, our perception of the English language is restricted to just 3 or 4 different types of dialects. But this is so unfair because English itself, it is a lingua franca. And this is a linguistic term. It means that English language, it is spoken and it is recognized widely across borders, across nations, and by many different people. So English is supposed to have different variations. If when it enters a new territory, it is normal for the language to diversify. That's why we have South African English, we have Singaporean English, right? So based on that fact, there is nothing wrong with having a Vietnamese accent. If the way that I speak shows you that I am from Vietnam, then I should be proud of it because I'm proud of being Vietnamese. What? I want people to realize that this isn't my mother tongue. I want people to know that I'm not speaking in my first language. And so that people can ask me, well, where do you originally come from? And I would say, I'm from Vietnam, the beautiful land that invented phở, bánh mì, and bún bò Huế. Right? Why making a fuss over having an accent when all it does is conceal your origin? When we look at our neighbors in Asia like India or the Philippines or Singapore, these are the nations that have very distinctive accent. But the people in these countries, they are not ashamed of their accent. I feel like, in fact, they are actually proud of their unique way of speaking English because it helps them distinguish themselves from other nations and it helps them recognize their people. So, I want to wrap this up by saying I do not have any ill intention towards people who have English name or people who have a great accent because I actually respect the people who immerse themselves when they learn a new language or a new culture. However, what I want to end with my speech is that don't be so harsh on yourself and on others when you learn a new language. As a Vietnamese, English should be a means for us to show the world, to tell the people outside of our country how beautiful, how amazing, and how talented Vietnamese people can be. And it should be used as a means for us to showcase Vietnamese culture to the world. So as long as we accomplish that, it's all good. Having a cool English name or having a great accent, it do not matter anymore. So next time when you meet a foreigner, introduce yourself confidently with your authentic Vietnamese name. Speak comfortably with your authentic Vietnamese accent because that is who you are. And staying authentic to yourself and sticking to yourself and staying true to your values and the things that make you who you are the things that are gonna make you stand out. So for the last time, my name is Nam Khanh and that is how you stay Vietnamese even when you speak English. Thank you.